Seniors, once you turn 75, these 5 things happen, whether you like it or not. Approaching the age of 75 ushers in a series of 5 fundamental biological transformations that are universally experienced, irrespective of one's lifelong dedication to exercise, a flawless diet, or a consistently youthful disposition. These profound shifts do not announce themselves with overt warnings or easily discernible symptoms. Instead, they engage silently, akin to hidden switches within our very biological blueprint, pre-programmed to activate at this specific life stage. Decades of scientific inquiry, encompassing extensive medical studies conducted across the United States, Europe, and Asia, as documented by institutions such as the National Institute on Aging, reveal a predictable sequence in which these 5 changes manifest. Every individual who reaches their 75th birthday will undergo these transformations, their occurrence being independent of genetic predispositions, lifestyle choices, or prior health status. It is particularly striking that most healthcare professionals seldom address these impending biological changes until a senior patient presents with existing complications. Families too may overlook the subtle early indicators as these shifts unfold gradually and discreetly. Individuals themselves often attribute these gradual alterations to the general process of aging, unaware that distinct biological mechanisms are at play, mechanisms that can in fact be understood and actively managed. Among these changes, the second one is especially concerning. As neurological research indicates, it commences its detrimental impact on the brain 3 to 4 years before any noticeable symptoms emerge, rendering it the most insidious and potentially the most hazardous. In this comprehensive exploration, we will unveil all 5 biological alterations that are intrinsically linked to the activation at age 75. The very first of these changes dictates the pace at which your entire physical being continues to age beyond this significant milestone. Before we delve into the specifics, it is imperative to establish clarity. This presentation is solely for educational enlightenment. If you are nearing your 75th birthday or have recently crossed this threshold, it is crucial to maintain open and consistent communication with your healthcare providers. A thorough understanding of these impending changes empowers you to implement proactive strategies that preserve your quality of life, even as your body navigates these inevitable biological adjustments. Now let us embark on a detailed examination of what truly transpires when one reaches the age of 75. The 5th significant biological shift that occurs at age 75 involves a complete restructuring of your sleep architecture. Beginning with an alteration that affects your nightly rest every single moment, your brain fundamentally reconfigures how you experience sleep. This is not merely a reduction in the total hours of sleep required or an earlier waking time. It represents a comprehensive overhaul of your established sleep cycles. Research from esteemed sleep science organizations illuminates the underlying reasons. After age 75, your brain's production of deep sleep, the most restorative stage, experiences a significant decline, potentially by as much as 70%. This deep sleep phase is critical for tissue repair, the bolstering of your immune system, and the consolidation of memories acquired throughout the day. Consequently, this vital stage becomes an infrequent luxury rather than a nightly certainty. Concurrently, your brain begins to produce melatonin, the hormone that signals the onset of sleep and helps maintain its continuity throughout the night at a significantly reduced rate. This natural decline in melatonin production can accelerate, dropping approximately 15% each year after 75. This biological phenomenon directly explains those frustrating nocturnal awakenings where you might find yourself wide awake at an early hour, staring at the ceiling despite feeling profoundly exhausted. The intricate mechanism involves changes within the pineal gland, the small but vital structure responsible for melatonin synthesis. As we age, this gland becomes less responsive to the natural cues of darkness, leading to diminished melatonin release. Furthermore, your circadian rhythm, your body's internal biological clock that governs sleep-wake cycles, undergoes a notable shift. After the age of 75, this internal clock tends to advance by about 2 to 3 hours. This explains why an early dinner at 4 p.m. might suddenly feel perfectly natural, and why you might find yourself ready for bed when others are just beginning their evening activities. This phenomenon is scientifically recognized as advanced sleep phase syndrome, a consequence of alterations in the suprachiasmatic nucleus, your brain's master clock, which begins to operate on a different schedule due to changes in light sensitivity and hormone production. The complexity of this sleep disruption is further exacerbated by the fact that your sleep becomes remarkably fragmented. The average 75-year-old individual experiences between 15 to 20 awakenings per night, although you may only consciously recall a fraction of these brief interludes. Brainwave studies have identified these micro-awakenings as the natural consequence of cycling through different sleep stages, wherein your brain encounters greater difficulty in maintaining a seamless transition between these stages. To navigate these changes effectively rather than struggling against them, sleep specialists advocate for embracing your new sleep patterns instead of attempting to force older habits. This means going to bed when you feel tired, even if it's as early as 7 p.m., and utilizing those early morning hours productively rather than lying in bed feeling frustrated by wakefulness. Cultivating a dedicated sleep sanctuary becomes paramount at this age. Maintaining a room temperature between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit is considered optimal, as your body's ability to regulate temperature also undergoes changes after 75, rendering you more susceptible to heat during sleep. The timing of light exposure emerges as a powerful tool for managing your recalibrated circadian rhythm. Exposing yourself to bright light, ideally natural sunlight, within 30 minutes of waking helps to anchor your newly adjusted biological clock. Conversely, abstaining from all screens and bright lights after 6 p.m. can assist in triggering the limited melatonin production that remains. Many individuals find considerable success by adopting split sleep patterns, a practice that was, in fact, quite common before the advent of the Industrial Revolution. This involves sleeping for approximately 4 hours, followed by a 1 to 2 hour period of quiet activity such as reading or gentle stretching, and then resuming sleep for another 3 to 4 hours. Research suggests that this segmented sleep pattern may actually align more harmoniously with natural human sleep biology. The overarching principle is to acknowledge that achieving 8 consecutive hours of uninterrupted sleep may no longer be a realistic expectation. By working in conjunction with your new sleep architecture, rather than perpetually fighting it, you can significantly reduce stress levels. The very act of attempting to impose old sleep patterns can paradoxically exacerbate sleep fragmentation and contribute to chronic insomnia, a condition that affects a substantial portion, up to 60%, of individuals over the age of 75. While your sleep may indeed be different, this difference does not inherently equate to a diminished quality of life, especially when you adapt your expectations and daily routines to align with your body's evolving blueprint. Concurrent with the alterations in your sleep patterns, an even more profound change impacts your body's thermoregulation system. Your internal thermostat effectively breaks down permanently. At the age of 75, your body's capacity to regulate its temperature not only diminishes, but undergoes a fundamental malfunction. The intricate mechanism behind this involves the hypothalamus, a diminutive region within your brain tasked with controlling temperature. By the time you reach 75, this crucial area experiences a loss of approximately 20% of its thermosensitive neurons. These specialized neurons are responsible for detecting temperature fluctuations and initiating appropriate bodily responses. With a 20% reduction, your body's ability to accurately perceive temperature changes is significantly compromised. This explains why you might find yourself shivering uncontrollably while others feel perfectly comfortable, or why a moderately warm day can leave you feeling utterly drained and lightheaded. Moreover, your sweat glands, which serve as your body's primary cooling mechanism, decrease in both number and efficiency by as much as 40% after age 75. A reduced number of functional sweat glands directly impairs your body's ability to dissipate heat effectively once it becomes overheated. This biological process is a result of both a lower density of glands and a diminished functional capacity of those that remain. Scientific data, including research from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, reveals a staggering 300% increase in heat stroke hospitalizations among individuals over 75, a direct consequence of their compromised ability to cool their bodies. Simultaneously, your blood vessels lose their inherent flexibility, becoming less adept at constricting and dilating in response to thermal cues. This vital process, known as vasomotor adaptation, normally allows your body to redirect blood flow, warming your extremities in cold conditions or diverting blood away from the periphery to cool your core when overheated. After 75, this intricate system becomes sluggish and inefficient. The subcutaneous fat layer beneath your skin, which acts as a natural insulator, thins by approximately 30% after age 75. This reduction leaves you with less protection against cold temperatures, explaining the sensation of winter chill penetrating deeply to your core. Your metabolic rate, essentially the speed at which your body converts energy into heat, declines by roughly 20% after 75. This translates to a reduced capacity to generate internal heat precisely when it is most needed. What makes this thermoregulation breakdown particularly perilous is that your body begins to fail in sending crucial warning signals about temperature extremes. Studies indicate that individuals over 75 often do not feel thirsty even when significantly dehydrated, nor do they shiver effectively when exposed to cold. These are critical survival mechanisms that regrettably falter. To effectively manage this compromised thermoregulation, experts strongly advise maintaining your living environment within a consistent temperature range of 68 to 74 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. While this might seem warm during winter months and cool in summer, it represents the narrow comfort zone that your taxed system can manage. Layering clothing becomes an indispensable strategy, enabling you to adapt quickly to fluctuating temperatures, as your perception of warmth or cold can shift multiple times daily due to variations in blood pressure, medication effects, and physical activity levels. Hydration assumes paramount importance, as your body relies heavily on water for temperature regulation. Given that you may not reliably feel thirsty, establishing hourly water intake reminders is essential. Aiming for at least 48 ounces of fluid daily, irrespective of any thirst sensation. Installing thermometers in multiple rooms within your home allows you to rely on objective temperature readings rather than your increasingly unreliable internal sensory feedback. Many individuals find significant benefit from programmable thermostats that automatically adjust the temperature throughout the day, ensuring consistent comfort. Paradoxically, exercise becomes both more critical and potentially more hazardous after the age of 75. While physical activity is vital for maintaining any residual thermoregulation capacity, extreme caution must be exercised when engaging in exercise during periods of elevated or depressed temperatures. Experts universally recommend indoor exercise whenever outdoor temperatures fall below 40 degrees Celsius or rise above 75 degrees Celsius. The establishment of temperature-stable environments becomes an absolute necessity. This entails ensuring your bedroom, in particular, is perfectly climate-controlled, even if other areas of your home experience temperature variations. Always carry extra layers of clothing and a sufficient supply of water when leaving your residence. Your margin for error regarding temperature exposure shrinks to an almost negligible level. As your capacity for regulating body temperature becomes increasingly challenging, an even more pervasive change begins to affect your entire digestive system, ushering it into a permanent state of slowed activity. The moment you turn 75, your entire gastrointestinal tract shifts into what gastroenterologists term presbyesophagus and presbycolon, medical designations signifying that every component of your digestive system begins to operate in slow motion, a condition that persists indefinitely. The underlying reasons for this pervasive slowdown are multifaceted. Your esophagus, the muscular tube responsible for conveying food from your mouth to your stomach, experiences a decline in its coordinated muscle contractions, potentially losing up to 50% of its functional efficiency after age 75. This deterioration is attributed to the degeneration of nerve cells that orchestrate the peristaltic movements of the esophagus. Consequently, the act of swallowing can transform from an automatic process into a conscious effort. That unnerving sensation of food becoming lodged in your throat is not an illusion. It is a direct manifestation of your esophageal muscles struggling to execute their coordinated sequence. Saliva production also diminishes significantly by approximately 40% after age 75. This reduction has profound implications, as saliva contains crucial digestive enzymes that initiate the breakdown. Contributor to chronic constipation, a condition affecting a substantial 60% of this age group. Even the liver, despite its remarkable resilience, experiences a decrease in its mass and blood flow by approximately 30% by age 75. This reduction impairs its efficiency in metabolizing medications and nutrients, which is why healthcare professionals often need to adjust the dosages of medications prescribed for older adults. To effectively manage this pervasive digestive slowdown rather than fighting against it, a strategic approach to eating is recommended. Consuming smaller meals at intervals of 3 to 4 hours, rather than adhering to 3 large meals, can significantly ease the workload on your struggling digestive system. Each meal should ideally contain no more than 400 to 500 calories to avoid overwhelming your reduced enzyme production capacity. The act of chewing becomes critically important. Aiming for at least 30 chews per bite helps to compensate for diminished saliva and aids in the mechanical breakdown of food. Given that your chemical digestion is compromised, incorporating digestive enzyme supplements with your meals can help replace the enzymes your pancreas can no longer produce adequately. Many individuals report considerable relief by taking broad-spectrum enzymes approximately 15 minutes before eating. Probiotic-rich foods transition from being a beneficial addition to an essential component of your diet. Fermented foods such as yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi contribute to maintaining the diversity of your gut bacteria. Consistent daily consumption is vital, as your altered gut environment makes it challenging for beneficial bacteria to establish and thrive long-term. Your approach to fiber intake must also undergo a complete re-evaluation. After 75, while fiber remains crucial for promoting regular bowel movements, excessive amounts can overwhelm your slowed digestive system. Experts suggest a gradual increase in soluble fiber derived from sources like oatmeal, bananas, and sweet potatoes, while exercising caution with raw vegetables, which your weakened system may struggle to break down efficiently. As your digestive system grapples with its increased workload, an even more serious transformation takes hold of your sense of balance, leading to irreversible deterioration. Beginning precisely at the age of 75, 3 distinct balance systems within your body commence to fail in tandem. The intricate mechanisms behind this decline are rooted in several key physiological changes. Your inner ear's vestibular system, which contains microscopic calcium crystals and fluid-filled canals crucial for detecting head position and movement, experiences a loss of approximately 40% of its sensory cells by the age of 75. A reduction in these functional sensory cells results in your brain receiving confused or delayed signals regarding your body's spatial orientation. This is primarily due to the degeneration of hair cells within the semicircular canals, which are responsible for sensing rotational movements. Simultaneously, the proprioceptors located in your muscles and joints, specialized sensors that inform your brain about the position of your limbs without you needing to see them, experience a decrease in sensitivity, potentially by up to 50%. Research indicates that this diminished proprioception explains why you might unexpectedly miss a step or misjudge distances that you have navigated flawlessly for decades. Your brain is simply no longer receiving accurate positional data from your limbs. Your visions, Daily routine as personal hygiene. Simple exercises such as standing on one foot while turning your head challenge your vestibular system. Closing your eyes while standing tests your proprioceptive feedback. Reaching exercises engage your visual spatial integration abilities. The dual task training approach has demonstrated remarkable efficacy, wherein you perform balance exercises concurrently with cognitive tasks like counting backward or naming categories of animals. This method effectively simulates real-life scenarios where maintaining balance is required while simultaneously engaging in mental activity. Tai Chi has emerged as a potentially ideal balance intervention for individuals over 75. Studies have shown its ability to reduce fall risk by up to 45%, attributed to its combination of slow, controlled movements, deliberate weight shifting, focused mental engagement, and social interaction. Environmental modifications become non-negotiable necessities. This includes removing all throw rugs, installing grab bars not only in bathrooms, but also along hallways, enhancing lighting, particularly on stairs and in transitional areas between rooms, and ensuring clear pathways free of any potential obstacles. Your choice of footwear undergoes a critical transformation after 75. Proper shoes transition from being a fashion accessory to a vital piece of medical equipment. Opt for shoes with firm, non-slip soles, low heels, no more than 1 inch, and secure fastenings. Many podiatrists recommend wearing supportive shoes even when inside your home. The timing of your activities becomes immensely important. Your balance is typically at its best in the late morning, after you have been mobile for a few hours, but before mid-afternoon fatigue sets in. Scheduling more. Challenging activities during this optimal window can significantly reduce your risk of falls. Finally, we arrive at the fifth and arguably most impactful biological change, the catastrophic decline of your muscle mass. At precisely 75 years of age, your body initiates what scientists term sarcopenia overdrive, a biological process characterized by an accelerated rate of muscle loss, typically ranging from 3% to 5% annually. This means that by the time you reach age 80, you could have lost up to 25% of your remaining muscle tissue. This is not merely an aesthetic concern. It directly impacts your ability to perform fundamental daily activities such as getting out of a chair, ascending stairs, or maintaining independence. Groundbreaking research from the National Institute on Aging has revealed that after age 75, your body begins to metabolize its own muscle tissue for fuel, even when you are consuming an adequate caloric intake. This phenomenon is linked to anabolic resistance, where your muscles become less responsive to the stimulating effects of protein and exercise that they once readily responded to. The satellite cells, which function as the stem cells responsible for muscle repair and regeneration, experience a significant reduction of 70% after age 75. Consequently, when your muscles are subjected to the minor stresses of daily activity, they are less capable of rebuilding themselves effectively, leading to an accumulation of loss over time. Type 2 muscle fibers, crucial for generating power and enabling quick movements, such as catching yourself from a stumble or rapidly standing up, deteriorate at twice the rate of type I fibers. This explains why seemingly simple tasks, like opening a jar or rising from a low-seated chair, become increasingly difficult. Your motor units, the essential nerve muscle connections that control all voluntary movement, begin to die off at an alarming rate after 75. Each lost motor unit results in the permanent deactivation of dozens of muscle fibers, and your body does not generate new motor units to replace them. The hormonal cascade that occurs at age 75 exacerbates these muscle losses. Testosterone levels plummet to near undetectable levels in men, while the production of growth hormone drops by a substantial 80%. IGF-1, a critical hormone for muscle development, becomes so low that your muscles are effectively unable to receive the signal to grow, even when stimulated by exercise. Inflammatory markers such as interleukin-6 and tumor necrosis factor increase by as much as 300% after 75, creating a profoundly catabolic state where your body is constantly breaking down muscle tissue faster than it can possibly rebuild it, irrespective of your nutritional intake or activity level. The mitochondria within your muscle cells, the powerhouses that generate energy, decrease in both number by 50% and efficiency by an additional 30%. This means your muscles have approximately 65% less energy available for any physical exertion, directly contributing to the debilitating fatigue experience after even minimal activity. Protein synthesis, the fundamental process of building new muscle tissue, slows down by up to 60% after age 75. Consequently, you require a far greater protein intake than younger individuals simply to maintain your existing muscle mass, let alone to build upon it. Studies indicate that individuals over 75 need at least 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, a significant increase compared to the 0.8 grams recommended for younger adults. What is particularly concerning is that muscle loss accelerates dramatically during any period of inactivity. A mere 10 days of bed rest after the age of 75 can result in the same degree of muscle loss as 2 full years of normal aging. Recovering this lost muscle becomes exceedingly difficult, if not impossible, due to the persistent anabolic resistance. To effectively combat this catastrophic decline, the timing of protein intake becomes absolutely paramount. Research highlights the necessity of consuming 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal to effectively trigger muscle protein synthesis. Distributing protein intake evenly throughout the day is significantly more beneficial than consuming a large portion only at dinner. Leucine, an essential amino acid abundant in foods like eggs, chicken, and dairy products, becomes particularly crucial after 75, as it acts as a specific trigger for muscle protein synthesis. You require at least 3 grams of leucine per meal to overcome the prevailing anabolic resistance. Vitamin D assumes vital importance, as deficiency, which affects a staggering 75% of individuals over 75, is directly linked to muscle weakness and accelerates sarcopenia. Studies have demonstrated that vitamin D supplementation can improve muscle function by up to 20%. Resistance training becomes not less, but rather more critical after the age of 75. It is essential to challenge your muscles to stimulate whatever residual satellite cell activity remains. Research indicates that individuals over 75 can still successfully build muscle mass with appropriate training, although the pace of progress may be slower compared to younger individuals. The timing of your exercise sessions is also highly significant. Morning workouts, when cortisol levels are naturally higher and anabolic, resistance is at its lowest, tend to yield superior results compared to afternoon or evening training sessions. Recovery periods must be substantially extended. Allow at least 72 hours between training the same muscle groups, a considerable increase from the 48 hours recommended for younger adults, because your reduced satellite cell capacity and slower protein synthesis necessitate this extended healing time. Maintaining muscle mass after 75 requires adopting an athlete's mindset regarding nutrition and recovery, even if you do not feel like an athlete. Ensure you consume protein immediately upon waking, as your muscles have been fasting throughout the night. A protein-rich snack before bedtime can help prevent overnight muscle breakdown. Crucially, avoid going more than 4 hours without a protein intake during the day. What you must do next. Understanding that these 5 profound changes occur in every individual who reaches the age of 75 can effectively eliminate feelings of shame and frustration. This is not a reflection of personal laziness or inherent weakness. Rather, it is a consequence of contending with deeply ingrained biological processes that nature has programmed into every human who attains this significant life stage. First and foremost, if you are approaching your 75th birthday or have recently surpassed this milestone, it is imperative to discuss these predictable biological shifts with your healthcare provider. Many interventions prove significantly more effective when initiated early, before these changes become severe and more challenging to manage. Secondly, implement strategies designed to address each of these 5 changes in a systematic and measured manner. Avoid the temptation to tackle everything at once. Begin by focusing on the biological shift that is currently impacting you most significantly. Third, diligently track your progress. Maintain simple records of your sleep quality, your comfort levels with ambient temperatures, the efficiency of your digestive function, your confidence in your balance, and your overall physical strength. This documentation will prove invaluable in identifying what strategies are proving most effective for both you and your healthcare team. Fourth, actively seek connections with others who are experiencing similar biological transformations. Support groups specifically for seniors can provide a wealth of practical strategies and invaluable emotional support as you navigate these inevitable life changes. Fifth, and perhaps most importantly, remember that while these biological shifts are an immutable aspect of aging, enduring them with suffering is not. The interventions outlined for each of these 5 changes possess the remarkable capacity to significantly enhance your quality of life, even as the underlying biological processes continue their course. Which of these 5 biological changes surprised you the most? Have you observed any of these shifts in yourself or in your loved ones? Please share your personal experiences and insights in the comments section below. If the information presented here has provided you with a clearer understanding of what truly transpires when one reaches the age of 75, we encourage you to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more evidence-based health content tailored for seniors. Please share this video with anyone you know who is approaching or has already passed this critical age milestone. Remember, while aging itself may be a universal constant, understanding its processes empowers you to manage it with greater effectiveness and grace. You won't want to miss the final habit, or 99% will miss the last tip and will stuck with the effects of these changes for life. I'm really curious, what tips from this video will you start implementing today?